help women through their pregnancy journey. Yeah, so today I came to talk a little about marriage. Yeah, so yeah, can Sally talk about marriage? Yes, why not? Why not? Why not? Okay, so I'm a nurse, I'm a midwife, I'm also a mother, and I've been married for the past 16 years. Yeah, so I believe, did I say 16 years? No, my baby is 13 years, and I married a year before I gave birth. So my marriage is about 14 years. Yeah, so I have a little experience that I can share with any young person who is out there and willing to learn. Yeah, so today, what do I want to share with you? Welcome. Yeah, so I want to talk. Let's talk about the foundations of marriage. Yeah, the foundations of marriage. Yes. What made me to choose this topic? Okay, so I chose this topic. Thank you for the like. I appreciate. Yeah, I chose this topic because recently in our community, we see a lot of domestic violence. We see a lot of men who are um, killing their wives, a lot of women abusing the men. And sometimes I sit back and I'm like, what is happening? How did it end up there? Okay, so this thought came to me. The foundations of every marriage really matters a lot. The foundations of every marriage really matters a lot. Okay. Yeah. So it is very important that as young people, especially, even if you are maybe you've married before, but because of something you are out of the marriage and you want to get married again, please don't forget about this. The foundation of every marriage really matters a lot. When I'm talking about the foundation, what do I mean? I mean the principles, the things that govern marriage. Okay. I'd like to speak to everybody, whether the person is Christian, Muslim, traditionalist, whatever. But I may be using more of the Christian foundations because I am a Christian. Okay. But this applies to almost everybody. The foundation or the things that you set your marriage on, they are so important. Okay. One of the things is that there should be mutual respect. There should be mutual respect. When you're getting married to somebody, marry that person because you respect that person. Okay, do not marry somebody that in case like you cannot show off, you cannot be happy about, you have no regard for that person. Immediately you start finding yourself, especially when you're not married. Okay, and then you find yourself not having respect. You cannot respect that person. It is a red flag. Don't go into that marriage. Okay, don't go into that marriage where you know that you have little or no respect, no regard for the other person. Okay, I'm a nurse, so I've seen that several times. One time I was working on a patient, and the lady came. Immediately she came, she was like, the husband, you are on admission. The husband came, and the husband got into the ward, and right in front of me, she started scolding the husband. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you? I was lost. And she thought that it was normal to do that. And in my mind, I'm like, God, what is happening here? A woman who is sick, husband works from the house, no matter the quarrel you have, and you meet him with so much disrespect. It is, I'm not speaking for the woman, it is here and there. So, what I'm saying is that marriage, the foundation of marriage should be based on respect. Let me give you an example. My husband, sometimes when something is off in the house, maybe we didn't do something the way, let's our children will drink all the water in the bottles without filling them. Okay, when my husband comes home, I am the homemaker, so my husband should be telling me, my wife, why didn't you do this? But surprisingly, he will be like, my kids, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you? So immediately I hear it, I still feel like I am the one who is supposed to be responsible. But because out of respect, he feels like he wouldn't even ask me. He'll be like, he'll be asking the kids and all those things. So I got to realize that it is out of respect. Okay, so one of the foundations of marriage, okay, for it to be successful, for you to be in a loving relationship, is respect, both for the man and also for the woman. If there's no respect, there can't be any kind of relationship. And also, I would also want to talk about another principle of marriage. In your religion, okay, what are the principles? Okay, let me talk about Christian principles. In Christianity, please, if you have can Grand Rising made by Italy. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so you can send me a comment or anything that you want me to talk about too as well. I'll also talk about that. Okay. Yeah, and the principles of Christianity, one of the things is like no sex before marriage, okay? And that is really hard for a lot of people to really to accept it. But there's so much goodness attached to that, okay? You do not, in case the person has STDs, you will not have it. In case there's a breakup before, in case there is a breakup before um, the marriage, you have no regrets, okay? And once you are not just giving yourself to your partner, whether the man or the woman, okay, it lets the other partner realize that you have principles, you have morals, you have standards, okay. Yes. And one thing that I also realize in this time, in this our age, is that we all watch just what anybody is doing, especially we watch our celebrities, we watch what they do, and then we want to copy it. But unfortunately, these things are not really helping. Okay, it's not really helping. One of them is cohabitating. Cohabitating. When you cohabitate, really, for me, it's one, if you cohabitate, it's like I feel like you're disrespecting yourself. Seriously, you are disrespecting yourself. You should be able to be on your own before you can get into marriage. Okay, and you should let your partner give you should let your partner respect your family, like those kind of things. Don't cross boundaries. This is so important. Like people who try to cross boundaries, they do everything. I'm not being judgmental, I'm just telling you, sometimes when you are going to build a house, okay, you want to build a foundation that is solid, foundation that even if something happens, you will not and you will never blame yourself that it is because you did that or because you did that, okay. And so you would want to build a solid foundation for your marriage. And in building a solid foundation for your marriage, please go by the principles that govern your own life, your the religion that you belong to. Because if you step on any of these things, you are working on boundaries that one day it will come and then splash your face. And that is what I have seen repeatedly, okay. Apart from the respect and all that, the foundations of marriage should be respected, whether you're a Christian, Muslim, traditionalist, whatever you are. If they believe in chastity before marriage, just follow it. You will have, it will not harm you. Don't go and cohabitate, and don't let the person that you are going to get married to disrespect your family. Not like you people are going to fight, but if this is the principles of the family, okay, um let them go by it. Let them go by, this is what they demand for husband and wife to stay. So you have to like set the foundations of the marriage right for you to get it right. And the other thing I will say is that you yourself preparing yourself, okay. Marriage is something that if you go in with too much expectations, you can end up also being disappointed. Okay, so I feel like if you want to get married and then get the best outcome of it, you have to have your own principles. You need to learn how to be happy yourself. You need to know how to make your own money, whether man or woman. Okay, and you must have your own interest. Having your own interest is so important. An example is I am sitting here, I am speaking to you. This is what makes me happy. I cannot sit there for, let's say, 30 days or like hours, always expecting my husband to make me happy. It doesn't really work because he's also coming from his own background. I'm coming from my own background. I need to really know what works for me, and then or what makes me happy. Okay, one of the things that I helped me when I was getting married. Okay, these are the foundations. When I was getting married, I realized that my husband is a teacher. He's also a preacher. He's into family. He's into society. Like, he likes people, society as in people. He likes people and functions and all that. So I realized that for me to be happy in my marriage, I had to go in the marriage knowing that he is my husband, but he has family, he has job, he has people that he interacts with and all that. And so with that at the back of my mind, I did not have any, like, I did not really struggle with him. Like, and sometimes you meet people and say he's not having time for me, he's not having time for me, he's not having time. Once in a while we'll check on each other, but if you do not like do it too often, we all want it, but it shouldn't be like too often. Okay, you do not get disappointed because I know that he's in school, he's at church, he's here and there, and that is completely okay. Okay, so find your own interest. I used that opportunity, though I was in my marriage, I used it to build my platform. I was able to build all my platforms right in my marriage. Okay, right in my marriage, I was able to build all my platforms. I have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Okay, I have a website and all that, all in my marriage. I wasn't doing that before my marriage. And so you can get married and it doesn't stop you from living your life or becoming who you are. It's all on the foundation. And one of the things that I always want to say is that if you want to get married to somebody, don't enter blindly. Know what is in the person's mind, okay, the person's perception about life. Ask the relevant questions. If you want to go back to school after marriage, let him ask him whether he will agree before you even get into that marriage, because you do not want to get into the marriage and it's like, my wife, you cannot go to school, my wife, you cannot do this, my wife, you cannot do this. I remember the time that I was getting married, I was a bit younger. Okay, I was very young. So when my husband came to the house, I was 24 years, and my dad's concern was, will my daughter go back to school? Because I had a diploma in nursing, my daddy really wanted me to go back to school. So he asked my husband, are you going to allow my daughter to go back to school? Because she's not done with school, but she's 24, she can get married. My husband said yes, he had to agree. And so when I got married and it was time for me to go to school, there was no way my husband was going to say no. And thank God daddy was alive. So he was like, I just had to continue do my degree and all that. So please, your values should also be the same. Your values should also be the same. Okay. And I talked about this chastity and all those things earlier in the video. One thing about it is that, if you are a lady, especially for the ladies, okay, and the men too, when you before you get married to somebody, don't commit too much. Like, you've given each other your words. If you are able to be faithful to your words, you do not commit too much. I mean, like, I did not see the benefit of personally, I did not see the benefit of having sex in any relationship before marriage, because the fact is that there's a lot more regret if you commit too much in a relationship and it doesn't work. Okay, so if my husband should have at any point in time said, I'm walking away, I mean, it will pain you a little, but I haven't lost so much. What I haven't lost anything. He could have just walked away. Okay, and so, and one thing I have realized is that it has caused my husband to have so much respect and value for my life. Even if I tell him, "Oh, sweetheart, I'm going here," he's like, "Oh, you can go and come," because the trust is there. There's no fear. Okay, that is what the scripture also tells us. There's no fear in love, and so build the foundations well. And if you see red flags, the person does not believe in what you believe. The person does not believe in the God you believe. The person does not believe in the all the things that you believe, the person does not believe in, there's no point. Honestly, I feel like there is no point, okay, staying in that relationship when where the person does not believe in what you believe, and then there's a whole lot of too many things, okay. When you meet that right person, there should be peace in your heart. Your values, your principles, the things that you believe should be the same, almost the same. And please, as I said, don't walk over the principles that has been set in your religion concerning marriage. They are protective. I would say that I have grown. A lot of people do not say these things, but I have grown, and by the grace of God, I can boldly say that I do not have lots of regrets concerning my past, because I did not even have any. Okay, I did not have any. For me to say, oh, I was with this person and I've regretted, no, by the grace of God. And it was just because I did not even involve myself in any relationship. And so, what is it? Nothing. Okay, so if somebody say, I always laugh when people say, I'm going to dig. What are you going to dig? You find nothing. Okay, so um let's if you have the opportunity, no matter how much you have messed up or you've done certain mistake, you can still mend yourself, you can still um put things in place, and you're going to be very okay. So my advice is stick to the principle that governs your life as a Christian, as a Muslim, as a traditionalist, whatever you are. Follow the principles. And yes, I believe in the Christian principles, and it's going to work for you, okay? Because most of these religions tell you, do not do not does not promote sexual affairs before marriage, and it is protective. I can testify to it. Take religion, Bible out, and all that, like the kind of peace, the kind of stability brings to your life, you cannot imagine it. Okay, but we are in a time where everybody is pushing everything to sex and to all those things, so it is easy for a lot of people to fall into that trap. Okay, I call it a trap. Okay, and so you 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 by the time you realize you are in there. But if you have the grace and you are listening to me, if you can't, you're not married yet, you've not, please don't lower your standard. Don't, have value for yourself. See yourself like gold. I used to see myself like gold. Even now, I still see myself like gold. And so I do not throw myself at people. I feel like the right things will come to me because I am gold. And even if you feel that you have walked over me, I feel like you have lost, not me. You know that kind of feeling. And that is how a lot of women should see yourself. Okay, it's not about being bluffing, but it is about having value for yourself. And yes, having value for yourself, and don't not letting people just walk over you or take advantage of you. Okay, and you matter. When I hear a lot of men tell even young girls and women these statements, get pregnant before I go and marry you, I'll be like, God, 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 how come? How? Like, really? How does a person value you? What value has a person placed on you to be able to tell you to risk your life for him before he gets married to you? And it is not every woman that men, just think of it, it is not every woman that every man can just go and tell them that. And so, why is he telling you? It is total disrespect. Make sure that the foundations of your life, the foundations of your, it is total disrespect. I'm telling you, I will say it and say it like 100 times. It's total disrespect for a man to tell you get pregnant before I get married to you. Okay, yes, even yeah, let me leave it there, because it's not every woman they can do that to. Women who know their value and have their standards, nobody will go and tell them, like, really, I should get pregnant. Like, how? I'm not married to you. So if I don't get pregnant, you have had an affair with the person, and that is all. We are not just goods that you can use and then go. Okay. So let's put value on ourselves and don't lower your standards. the right people will come. The strong men, the men who are not afraid for you, the woman, to shine, to be the best part of your life. Okay, when you start compromising, you compromise your future, you compromise your life, compromise the future of your generations to come. So please take good care of yourself and uphold your principles. Set the foundation of your marriage right. I am not somebody who hasn't done that. Okay, as a youth, I held my principles right. I did not really care about what I had, what I did not have. As a young girl, I just made sure that I kept myself. No man touched me. Yes, it is me saying it. No man touched me, and that is my story. And now I'm married. No one can just come and say, "Oh, me that's and you did this and you did that in your past and all those things." It is, yeah, because I put value in myself, and you can do that. You can do that, and I have never had any man come to tell me, "Give birth, let me get you pregnant." Like, where will you pass? It's not possible. Okay, so please set the foundations of your life right, and you are going to get the best outcome. It is absolute peace of mind to set principles and boundaries for your life. Thank you for staying with me. It's been 20 minutes already. And please, if you loved it, please leave a comment. There was no question, but it is fine. I believe that a lot of people would also come and then watch it. And a lot of young people need this kind of messages. They need this kind of encouragement. God willing, tomorrow I'll bring something else so that we talk about. Um, Sarah and Cancer, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up. I believe that you enjoyed it and you loved it. Okay, so I'll be sharing more videos like this. Sometimes I'll come live with my husband as well. Yeah, I'll talk to him so that he comes live with me. Let's talk about all these things to help the future generation. Okay, thank you so much. My name is Midwife Sally. It's been great and wonderful having you all here. It will still be on the page, so you can come back or you can share the link with somebody to read. Uphold your values, ladies. Thank you. Bye.